here in the house of receiving and sacred union. It's the, oh, I have to go back here. It is the second house. Yeah, and remember that for Pisces, I already have made a video about the star number system, so you can find that in my on my channel. And then also I have created a PDF document about each of the houses according to the star number system, and you can receive that free of charge into your inbox if you subscribe for my newsletter, and you can find that in the on the channel description. So no further talk of that, but if you have Pisces on your first house, then Aries will be your second house always. And then Saturn has now entered into Aries. So that means Saturn is now in your second house, and let's look at what that means for you. So the second house, according to the star number system, is the house of receiving and sacred union, and that means that this is the receptive field. It is space where creation meets its complement and something new begins to take form. So it's associated with the moon and the number 2, and it's about connection, merging and co-creating. And it's also about feelings and emotions. And so this house is all about your relationship with receiving, and therefore also tightly connected to your sense of self-worth and your ability to allow abundance and support and love to flow towards you. So this is what Saturn is here to kind of give awareness to. And so for Pisces rising, Aries has always been a natural tool on your second house, and it's about the courage to declare what you're worth, and it's about the fire to take action toward what you want to receive, and also the directness to claim love and abundance. And that is part of how you engage with receiving. And you will probably most likely, and hopefully otherwise now you will know, that you have to know how to bravely step forward to receive what is yours. And now that bravery, it gets to anchor itself into something that really lasts. So what is new here is in this transit of Saturn going through Aries in your second house, is this new Saturn energy entering this arena of your life, you could say. And Saturn is the area of structure and leadership and discipline and long-term growth and your relationship with time. And that is now coming into this area of your life, which is about your ability to receive, really. So over the coming years, your relationship with how you receive, it's beginning to mature, and it's maturing into something that really is durable for the long run. So that is really exciting actually for you. So it also means that your sense of self-worth is not something that fluctuates depending on the circumstances. It's being built into something real and earned, and it's like a deep knowing internally what you're worth, and this is what you're like leveling up, you could say, with Saturn here. That means that receiving itself becomes more structured. Like you start to understand that there is some kind of patient, consistent practices that allow abundance to flow steadily, and instead of feeling like abundance is unpredictable and coming now and again, you'll have this deep internalization that as long as you take persistent action towards something that lights you up and that is connected to your dreams, then you will see it come back to you. You will be able to see it return to you in a way of abundance. And that is that what you receive then begins to reflect what you have actually built, and then you can continuously build that, and that builds confidence in you. So you can look forward to a period now where you're actually gonna get more and more confident. You will be clearer and clearer on how what your worth is, and because it's also about connecting to your dreams, then when you start taking consistent action towards your dreams with this bold, daring energy of Aries, then you will see that your ability to receive back becomes amazing. And so you might find yourself committing to these long-term practices which actually build your sense of worth from the inside out. And so your tool, your second house tool that is always there in the second house, that is always the way you should act courageously and passionate and purposefully in relationship to receiving, well, that gives you the courage here to claim what you deserve. So that is just a given to you, that you have this ability to claim what you deserve and to act with boldness in order to receive. But Saturn then adds this patience and discipline, and to really build this sense of worthiness into something that you then your bold action becomes more consistent over these years, like that you're not, it doesn't depend on how you feel that day. No, you will step up and you will do it consistently, day after day, year after year. Continuously take bold action again and again. And so this bravery is now getting matched with this structure, and really gives you this boost. Yeah, so that's super exciting. And then of course the number 17, which is 9 plus 8 is 17, and so this intermediate number of 17 shows that it's also about taking the stage. It is about noticing what is your dreams and intention and inner vision, and you bring that into form through being bold, of course, but also boldly self-expressed, but also be generous, because that is also the number one. It's like that number one is always very generous and just gives and gives. So there is a sense of both being bold, share of yourself in a generous way, right? Don't hold back. The more you share, the more you receive back. And so for your second house, that means that your inner vision of true deservingness, if that is a word, is now taking real structured form. And that is what is so beautiful here, is that you have to now look at what dream is worthy of you, not only to be brave about it, but also to be consistent about it. Like, which is the dream that you want to consistently take action on now and see materialize into something real. And that is what comes back to you in a very beautiful way here, because that allows you to actually, what you're opening up for is you're receiving. And so the resulting energy of 8, that tells you that when Saturn meets your Aries-driven sense of worthiness, you could say, then what is unfolding is this real crystallization. So confident, clear relationship with what is yours to receive, and an allowance of you receiving things into your life. So you stop questioning whether you deserve it or not. You just know it, and you know that when you take persistent action on something, and you do it from a place of excitement and something that is connected to a dream, then you will have it come back. And that is really amazing, because in a way you're building now a foundation for your own self-worth that is unshakable, you could say. You really you know your own worth by the end of this transit, and you know how to create lasting structures that is rooted in self-worth. And so receiving becomes a structure that actually holds, and it becomes steady and something that you have within your, it's almost like it's within your control how much you receive, right? And then I have an affirmation here on the slide, and you can of course take a screenshot, but I will just read it out loud. So I welcome structure and long-term vision into my relationship with receiving. I have always known how to bravely claim what is mine. Now I let my inner vision build a worthiness that endures. I commit, I show the way, and I feel a deep clarity and confidence, knowing that I am building to receive what that let me try that again. I commit, I show the way, and I feel a deep clarity and confidence, knowing all that I am building to receive is real and lasting. And that was it for Pisces. We're moving on to I just wanna have the last word here is that just to remind you about this architecture of Saturn in Aries, is that Saturn is of course the area of this long-term building, structure and leadership, while Aries is the tool to apply to that area, and that is the tool of being courageous and persistent in taking action and having some passion and drive. And so then when you apply this passion and drive and being courageous to this structure building and to your leadership, then what you end up with is crystallization and clarity and confidence. And so your dreams are then ready to take form that is lasting, and you have the courage to give them shape, and the clarity and confidence will meet you on the other side. So I hope that is helpful for you, and like and subscribe if you will, and don't if you don't, and then I will maybe see you again. Thank you. Bye. So welcome over the next many years from 2025 to 2028. Saturn is moving through Aries, and I am going to talk to you today about how this transit affects each of you in according to your rising sign. Depending on where Aries sits in your chart, it will have an influence on your energy that Saturn has now moved into this area of your chart. But first, I can say that I'm talking from the star number system, which is my own system, it's not really my own, it's a system that I have received during meditation over the last about 3 years. And it's kind of like a new way of interpreting astrology and numerology and so on. It's like a mix of the two. So let me take you through this transit using this system that I have received. So I won't take the credit for it, actually. That's probably too much. So between 2025 and 2028, Saturn moves through Aries in the... Oh, let me just do this so I can better see. So between 2025 and 2028, Saturn moves through Aries. And in the star number system, Saturn is the area of life that holds your structure, your leadership, ambition, consistency, discipline, and long-term growth. And also, of course, overall, it's also your relationship with time. So this is where you build things that lasts, where you commit for the long haul, and where you become steady and dependable as a leader, so that and a leader that others can lean on. So this is Saturn, which is the number 8. And then Aries, I look at Aries as the tool that will be used in this area of life. So Aries as a tool carries the energy of the number 9, which is courage, determination, persistence, stamina, compassion, and unstoppable drive to show the way by doing. It is really truly an area of life where we have a lot of drive, but also where it's not by telling people what is right and what is wrong, but really showing by doing. And so Aries is a fire sign, you could say. So it is also about taking action and initiating. So it's brave and self-reliant and confident. And when you use Aries as a tool, you will then lead by example, and you will take action with purpose and on your purpose, and you will move forward with conviction. So bringing these two energies together in the star number system, that brings about the number 98. So if we then follow this numerological journey, then 9 plus 8 is 17. And 17 we reduce again because we can say 1 plus 7 is 8. And so the resulting energy is 8. And that takes us back to the kind of the Saturn energy itself. And that is the thing about being in Aries, that it kind of returns its original energy to itself, but it actually goes through another energy in the process. So it adds another element. And so that return to the number 8 then is resulting in what we can say is crystallization. It's things taking shape, it's clarity, it's becoming tough in a new way, because you've gone through kind of like a crystal. It takes a lot of pressure for a crystal to become a beautiful crystal, and in the same way we become tough when we go through things. And it is also about showing the way, inspiring others. It's about feeling confident, determined, and also it is highly connected. The number 8 is highly connected to being successful as well. So there is this intermediate number 17, and that is what makes number 98 so interesting, because it's not just that you have the area of life, the number 8, and then with this way of working with that, which is the 9. No, there's another energy in between, which is 17, before you actually get to the result. And 17 has therefore its own meaning in this journey from 9 to 8 to 8. And so 17 is the energy of inspired creation. So it's about bringing your dreams and inner vision into form through bold expression, self-expression, you could say. The intermediate number 17 has its own meaning along this journey from 9 to 8 and 98 to 8. And 17 is the energy of inspired creation. It's basically about bringing your dreams and inner vision into form through bold self-expression. So when you act with courage on this work that is, you can say, the work that you're doing, which is where you're in it for the long haul in a way. When you act with courage on that work, then because 8 is about taking steady, taking consistent action. It's about consistency and keep moving on something. It's like compounding, if you've ever heard of that. And so that is just putting in the work day in and day out. But when you act on courage with that, but also have this element of, you have to remember what is your dreams and what is your inner vision, at the same time as you have to also use your self-expression and truly put yourself into it, something that you're excited about. Then then you're kind of bringing together this stretch where your dreams and visions are taking visible form. And they do that through this brave and persistent creation. So from there, you then end up with the number 8 again. And that is, as I mentioned before, it's this crystallization and clarity, and also inner confidence. The confidence that you gain from taking the steps and daring to really be brave, and also putting yourself out there. And it also, in this case, daring to do it through through putting yourself out there. So this is a powerful combination. And Saturn is really the area for this long-term building. It's about structure and leadership, while Aries is the tool of being courageous and being also persistent in the action. It kind of have a similarity there with Saturn, right? There is a persistence and determination in both the number 8 and 9. And then the resulting energy is that when you then do this right, when you kind of do what the energy is asking you to do, then you kind of bravely commit to building something real and show up day after day with this discipline. And also at the same time, you remember that it has to resonate with your dreams and wishes, and you have to in some way self-express. Then you will end up with this deep clarity and confidence. So that is, you could say, it's even like this way of having earned satisfaction, knowing that your work is taking shape over time, right? So you slowly see the progress. And so in this transit, when Saturn is in Aries, then that is then impacting everybody, because everybody has Aries somewhere in their chart, and Saturn is the energy that is then moving through these areas of our lives and brings in this energy and a collaboration between the Aries tool and the area of Saturn. And so we will all feel this shift towards courageous, disciplined building, and also towards leadership that steps forward and leads by example and demonstrate what is possible through consistent, brave action. So over these next 3 years, many people will feel that growing urge to commit to some long-term project, and something that actually truly matters, something that is grounded in a personal dream perhaps, or a personal vision even. And so bring something that truly matters about, right? Get it into 3D reality, not just having it as a dream in the ether forever. Maybe it's something that has been considered for a long time, but that you haven't really been daring to take action on. And now here comes this Aries energy and says, you have to be courageous. Now go do it. And put yourself out there in a way, right? And so then in that way, you will enable your dream to take a real, tangible, lasting shape, right? That's really what's in the mix over these next 3 years. So it's super exciting. It is really an exciting period and super, super cool with Saturn in Aries. So we can really move forward and on our dreams and wishes, you could say. So the key message then is of Saturn in Aries is through this star number system, that you are willing to commit with courage, and whatever it is that you're committing to with courage, will then crystallize and take shape and come into being. So that is a super big promise, and that is of course something that you have to kind of bring with you now and feel like, oh wow, this is actually an amazing power. So what do I really want to commit to and be bold about, and what do I really want to see crystallize? If you could choose something specific in your life that in 3 years from now, and by the time Saturn leaves Aries, that you can see that you have made this dream real, what dream would that be? And then find the courage within yourself to go for it. That is really the message here. So being bold is not just about having the spark and having this idea and a good intention and I'll do it tomorrow. No, it's actually about being bold enough to take action today, and being bold enough to take action every day, so it becomes a structure you put in place for yourself and thereby crystallize it. So be brave enough to start and persistent enough to keep going. That is really what is gonna make your dreams come true over the next 3 years, and depending on when you listen to this, over the years to come. And this is of course an energy you will have with you forever, because you've been through this energy, so you'll know how to do it, how to be persistent and keep going. Okay, and then you have to trust that when you lead through a consistent, courageous action, that you will build something that is real and lasting, and that in that way, that is the cool thing about Aries, is that when you really use this idea of Aries, like when you use the energy of the 9, which is Aries, then you actually you are showing the way. You do give others a permission slip to be just as cool as you. Okay, so so the formula is this. So Aries is 9 and Saturn is 8, and so that in the star number system, that is 98, which reduces to 17, which reduces to 8. And so the tool is the way you should act. If you bring out your toolbox, then this tool now is to be courageous, persistent, determined, and take action towards something that you're passionate about. And then in this area of life, you should do that in the area that is connected to your structure, your leadership, your discipline, long-term growth. And so when you do that, and also remember that in between, remember to put your dream into whatever it is you want to grow long-term. And then when you do that, then you will end up with something that is crystallized, it's clear, it's confident, it's real, it's tangible, and you are showing the way. All right, so in the coming sections, then we go through each of the houses, because it affects everybody a little bit differently depending on their rising sign. A rising sign, Aries, is always in your specific house. It doesn't change houses. Like let's say your Aries rising, then Aries is always going to be your first house. And so that's the tool you have available to maneuver with your first house, and then Pisces in your second house, for instance. So that is always the natural tool for that house setting, for your specific rising sign. But and remember that for that area of your life that we're going to go through now, then there's a fire and courage and directness in that arena of your life. So, and that is part of how you operate, or how you at least ought to operate, how you should operate. And so what is new, what is actually the only new thing for you now, is that the energy of Saturn is coming into this arena. And that means that suddenly this arena of your life is being presented with this Saturn energy, which is structure and discipline and long-term vision. But in the fact that it comes into the Aries part, it gives it lights up this energy that is different from when it goes into other areas, right? Saturn is not equal in all sign. It doesn't act in the same way in every sign it goes into, because it triggers something specific. And here, for instance, it triggers that you not only have the long-term vision of Saturn and the drive and passion and directness of Aries. No, the two combined gives this magical influence of 17, which is also about tapping into your dream and putting yourself out there, taking the stage a little bit, right? And so that is kind of what is going to be new in your specific area of your life in that way. So let's go through it. Let's start with Aries then. In the house